Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry, the Investor Build Your Credit and Wealth. Today, we're going to have a very exciting class. We're going to talk about Metro 2. We're going to talk about EOSCAR. We're going to talk about the 5 points of compliance. It's going to be powerful, these 5 points of compliance. But we're going to talk about some of this with Section 611. We're not going to really dig into Section 623. I got another class for that. We're going to talk about dispute codes, EOSCAR, how EOSCAR and Metro 2 work together. We're going to talk about all this stuff in this video. But first, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers coming to the channel. I appreciate y'all. For real. Thank you for taking the time and watching my videos. I can only give back. You watching my videos is an opportunity to give something back to you, and I definitely like giving, right? It's nothing more than blessings of giving stuff back to people, to help people, right? So it's all about that. So you know the deal. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the thumbs up for like the video. Just give me some props for coming on here and putting these videos together and giving y'all some real information, right? So, but I appreciate y'all. But it's time to get into this video. So you know what I mean? I got to keep my notes because, I'm getting old, man. I may forget something, and then I don't want to forget nothing, and you don't be able to catch all of it. So if you see me over here, it's stuff that I wrote down, stuff that I'm to read to get back to you. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the automatic consumer dispute verification. What that is called the ACDV. Now, let me read this to you. In compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, Section 611, A5D, the consumer credit reporting industry maintains an automatic dispute resolution system. This system is called EOSCAR. It is a web-based system and is available to all data furnishers. Remember that saying when I say all data furnishers. There are two types of disputes. You have an indirect dispute and a direct dispute. The indirect dispute is the dispute when we dispute with the credit bureaus, right? And the direct dispute is when we dispute directly with the original creditor. Now, mind you, when you dispute with the credit bureaus, they're working on your behalf. But let's keep it real. Are they really working on your behalf, right? Are they really doing a proper investigation? Are they really putting all the information that you sent them in your dispute letter into the EOSCAR system, which they can't because it's a 2-digit code, and then using Metro 2 language to get that language over to the original creditor? That's why so many people, when they know this stuff is inaccurate, get verified. That's the problem. That's the problem with EOSCAR. That's why you have to understand Metro 2, right? You have to understand it. Let's talk about how the dispute process works. You have challenge information on your credit report by filing the dispute with the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus assign a dispute code to your claim, which meant to indicate the nature of your dispute. The credit bureaus send the automatic consumer dispute verification form to the data furnishers using EOSCAR. The furnishing party logs into EOSCAR system to view the dispute. The data furnisher looks at the dispute codes on the ACDV, indicating the reason for the dispute. The data furnisher goes into the internal system to review the consumer's account in order to verify or refute the disputed information. The furnisher party then reports the results to the credit bureaus by indicating this in the ACDV and sending the ACD back to the credit bureaus via EOSCAR. The credit reporting agencies and data furnishers communicate disputed information using forms and codes via EOSCAR platform and the Metro 2 language. So this EOSCAR is just the system that moves the information. Metro 2 is the language that is applied when they're moving that information. So, and Metro 2 is a bunch of codes and digits and all that type of stuff. And when you understand that, you'll be able to understand what Metro 2 is saying. Now, one of the big things about EOSCAR, the problem with EOSCAR is that them codes. And I'm going to go over every code with you. I'm not going to touch on, I'm going to go on every code. And you tell me versus your disputes, does any of these codes really meet what you were trying to dispute? So that's some of the problems. The other problem is when you send in supporting documents, are they transferring that supporting documents to the original creditor via EOSCAR? In most cases, they're not. That's the problem with EOSCAR, right? So let me read something to you. Many dispute letters are accompanied by supporting documents and proof, which is imperative to getting the error corrected. EOSCAR method of verification reduce the disputes to a 2 or 3 digit code. The EOSCAR code is transmitted to the data furnisher, and the supporting documents may not never make it or been submitted. The supporting documents is critical to correcting the error. It's often concluded proof that an error has occurred. If no proof is transferred, this practice, listen what I'm telling you, this practice is a direct violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. No real investigation is ever conducted. So if you sent in supporting documents to prove it, and then they come back with verified, that's a violation of the the Fair Credit Reporting Act, because there was no real investigation. You didn't even transfer the information that I sent you to the original creditor. So now I'm getting it's been verified. Now, I'm gonna tell you that makes it even worse. This is the problem, right? They end up only using 4 codes. And I'm gonna go over the 4 codes that they use and the percentage that they use them on. Not his or her. They use that 30.5% of the time. Dispute present, previous account status history, 21.2% of the time. Claim inaccurate information, did not provide specific dispute. That's why I tell y'all, be specific when you're disputing, right? 16.8% of the time. Dispute amount, 8.8% of the time. And claims account closed by consumer, 7% of the time. That's 84%. When you add up this, 84% of these codes are used on 5 dispute codes. The other 24, there's 29 altogether. The other 24 are used 16% of the time. The other 24, so that's less than 1% of the time that they use any of the other codes. All right. Let's go over the dispute codes. 001, not his or hers. So when you go through this and you've disputed, see if any of these codes are a direct reference to what you disputed. 002, belong to another individual with same or similar names. 006, not aware of collection. 008, late due to change of address and never received statement, which I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're going to take it off? No, I don't even get what that code even means. Or what you going to do with it. 010, settlement or partial payment accepted. 012, claim paid the original creditor before the collection status or paid before charge off. 014, claim paid before collection status. 019, included in the bankruptcy of another person. 023, claim account closed. 024, claim account closed by consumer. 031, contact canceled or rescinded. 037, account included in bankruptcy. 038, claim military active duty, which that's another one. I mean, I was in the military, but I don't get that one. 039, insurer claim delayed. There's another one I don't get. 040, account involved in litigation. 041, claim victim of national or declared disaster. 100, claim account deferred. 101, not liable for account, i.e. belong to ex-spouse business. 102, account affirmed or not included in bankruptcy. 103, claim true, identity fraud, account fraudulent open. 104, claim account takeover, fraudulent charge made on account. 105, dispute date of last payment open of first dispute delinquency billed and closed. 106, dispute present, previous account status, payment history, profile, payment rating. 107, dispute special comment and compliance conditions, codes, narrative remarks. 108, dispute account type or type duration, term frequency, or portfolio type disputed, 109, dispute current balance. 110, claim company will change. 111, claim company will delete. 112, claim inaccurate information. Those are the codes. So, well, any of those codes really reference to what you're disputing, right? So that's why Metro 2 is so important, and understand it so you can make sure that they're following the compliance of Metro 2. Now, what is EOSCAR? And I'm going to break some things down for you about EOSCAR. We talked about a little bit, but I'm going to break it down a little bit more because it's going to get deep. Now, EOSCAR is a web-based Metro 2 compliance system that has been developed by Equifax, TransUnion, Experian, Innovis. This automated system that enables data furnishers and credit reporting agencies to create and respond to consumer credit history disputes. The credit reporting agency include Equifax, TransUnion, Innovis, TransUnion, their affiliates are independent credit bureaus and mortgage reporting companies. EOSCAR also provides for data furnishers to send out-of-cycle credit history updates to credit report. Meaning, out-of-cycle means you disputed something and then the original creditor or the data furnisher send information back and they have to correct the information. That's out of cycle. That's outside their normal when they report to the credit bureaus. That's what that out of cycle means. The ACDV initiated by the credit reporting agents on a behalf of a consumer are routed to the appropriate data furnishers based on the credit reporting agency's subscriber codes affiliation indicated by the data furnisher. The ACDV is returned to the initiating credit reporting agency with updated information, if any, relating to the consumer's credit history. If an account is modified, I want you to listen to this. Make sure you listen. Don't go to the kitchen right now. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. If an account is modified or deleted, a carbon copy are sent to each credit reporting with whom the data furnisher has a reporting relationship. It's going to get deep when we get to the 5 compliance, because it's going to get deep. Let me read that to you again. The ACDV is returned to the initiating credit reporting agency with updated information, if any, relating to the consumer credit history. If an account is modified or deleted, carbon copies are sent to each credit reporting agency from whom the data furnisher has a relationship with. What does this mean? This means even third party reported agencies like LexisNexis, Stagestream, ACR, CoreLogics, and so on. If they have a relationship and they get information from them, they are required to send carbon copies. The EOSCAR AUD process is intended to provide the credit reporting agencies with a correction to the consumer files for consideration outside the regular activity reporting cycle process. EOSCAR may not use to add or correct a record on a consumer file or as substitute for in-cycle reporting to a credit reporting agency. Now, we're about to get deep. We're going to talk about the 5 points of compliance for Metro 2. So you heard that one thing I told you, right? It's about to get deep again. So check this out. The 5 points of compliance for you here. Some are pretty self-explanatory and merit a much deeper look. EOSCAR, we already talked about, is a web-based. It was developed and officially was added. It's been around for a while, but it was officially added in 2015. The credit reporting agencies included Equifax, Experian, Innovis, TransUnion, their affiliate independent credit bureaus, mortgage companies. EOSCAR also provides for data furnishers, right? What this means is not only, what this means is not only are the major credit reporting agencies held to Metro 2 compliance, but anyone that shares information with anyone has to be Metro 2 compliant. Anyone. So anyone, I'm going to read that again. What this means is that not are the major creditors held to be a Metro 2 compliant, but anyone that shares information with anyone has to be Metro 2 compliant. I mean, LexisNexis got to be Metro 2, CoreLogics got to be Metro 2 compliant, right? All right. Automatic credit dispute verification initiated by a credit reporting agency on behalf of a consumer are routed to the appropriate data furnisher based on the the credit reporting agency and the subscriber codes indicated by the data furnisher. Now, simply put, the credit reporting agencies are required to forward all disputes to the data furnishers who have reported the item to the credit reporter for verification. This also means that if a third party reported this information, such as LexisNexis, then they have to forward the dispute to their sources like Stagestream, and it goes on and on. It goes on and on. And Stagestream got to send it because they share a relationship with somebody else, and then they got to send it to them, right? The ACDV is returned to the initiating, because this stuff comes back to the initiating credit reporting agency with updated information, if any, related to the consumer credit history. So check this out. So what happens is after the data furnisher has found what has found, they have then report it back to the requesting data furnisher or requesting the credit reporting agency with their findings. More steps for them to go through, because now they got to go through more steps. So if there's a third party data furnisher, they return it to the data furnisher that requested it, then updated their file to then return around and forward the finding to the original credit reporting agency. Now, you see how that circle has to evolve? Because all of them have a relationship, they have to share that information. It's about to get deeper. Here comes the part where it's virtually impossible 100% to be Metro 2 compliant. Are you ready? Are you ready? Did you hear that? Listen, if an account is modified or deleted, a carbon copy are sent to each credit reporting with whom the data furnisher has a relationship with. So that means if you got something deleted off TransUnion, but they didn't send the information to Equifax and TransUnion, that's a problem. They ain't in compliance. They're not in Metro 2 compliant. They have to send that information to every credit reporting agency they have a relationship with, include LexisNexis, Stagestream. They already tell you, we got this information from LexisNexis or a third party. So if they got it deleted off there, they got to delete it off all of them. Now check this out. You heard me right. Carbon copies. They got to send carbon copies, right? Metro 2 compliance mandates that carbon copies be sent out. Now, who the heck send out carbon copies? You know, maybe a dealership trying, they old school and they ain't doing it. They got carbon copies. But check that out. They got to send out carbon copies. But it gets deeper. Let's say that they do have carbon copies. All they have to do is send them out to the major credit reporting agencies, right? Nope. This is why you get a deletion on one credit report, but not on all. Did you hear what I said? You got one on one, but you didn't get them on all, because they didn't share that information, that this information is inaccurate. Metro 2, because all things have to be, it's got to be 100% accurate across the board. But see, they don't want to send that out. You want to know why they don't send it out? I'm going to tell you why they don't want to send it out. Keep listening. They are required to send carbon copies to all places where they reporting relationship with that they have shared that reporting. This does not mean just for one bureau or just for the main three. Any data furnisher they do business with in regards to this client. Any. The fact alone is virtually impossible to comply with Metro 2 by itself, providing that the data furnishers have carbon copies. Even then, how would they construct hundreds of them for each and every individual that disputes or challenges the item on their credit profile? Let's assume for the moment that they have 100 carbon copies ready to be made. What would it cost them to mail each one to every place they have a reporting relationship with? They can't fax them. You can't fax a carbon copy. You can't mail it. You can't mail carbon copies. So they would have to use via sniff mail, USPS. Now, how much do you think that costs? That they got to send out carbon copies to TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, LexisNexis, Stagestream, ACR, CoreLogics, with whoever they have a relationship with, they got to send carbon copies to. Even with the high volume discount, USPS, that's quickly become something that would drain their pocketbooks. And they ain't about draining no pocketbook. But see, the thing is, they don't think you consumers know. They don't think people like me gonna tell people like you. So you got some information. You got power now. Now, that's why I say you need to go after those original creditors, because they got to be Metro 2 compliant. You deleted off Equifax, and Metro 2 states and mandates that you send carbon copies to each and every person you have a relationship with. So it should be getting disputed off TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, and if you don't, you're non-compliant. And I'm gonna have to take, because I have proof that you didn't send. You didn't have this deleted off the other credit reporter. So maybe I need to go to court and file a court case against non-compliant, Metro 2 non-compliance. They probably get that stuff deleted off. They ain't trying to go to court. Now, if a consumer, now it says the last thing I want to say, and this is quite possibly the greatest aspect of it all. If a consumer wants to sue a data furnisher or a credit reporting agency for non-compliance reporting of items on their credit report, they would win 100% of the time, providing the consumer had proof that they challenged and that the challenge was received. Because in the court of law, how is the data furnisher and the credit reporting agency going to prove this in a court system? You know, they cannot. So just think about this. See, nobody knows this stuff. That's why Metro 2 is so compliant, and you need to understand Metro 2. That's why, like that, man, I got Metro 2. I got the credit resource guide. That's why you need to be going through it. Right? And it's like about 280 something pages, right? But that's the whole point. They got to send that. That's why when they say, you know, Equifax deletes something, but nobody else got deleted, and it's across the board, that's a problem. You could tell they're not following Metro 2 compliant. So that's the power of knowledge. That's the power of getting it done. So, hey, that's that video. You know, if you have any questions, you know the deal. You know the deal. Shoot me an email. But like, subscribe, and share. But remember, this information right here is in my master dispute package. All this information. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. This is Larry with Invest and Build Your Credit and Wealth. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.